The UN Development Assistance Framework process started in Kenya around June 2017. It was a protracted, multi-stakeholder, multi-dimensional process. This was not just a UN process, this was a government of Kenya-led process which brought together a variety of stakeholders from civil society to other UN agencies, to non-governmental organizations, to the private sector, but essentially led by the government.
Through this framework, the UN in Kenya will in the next 5 years support the government of Kenya towards the realisation of Kenya's Vision 2030, the Medium-Term Plan 3, the government of Kenya's Big Four transformative agenda and the Sustainable Development Goals. This support will help the government to accelerate the country's economic transformation, contributing to an empowered, productive and healthy nation. This UNDAF has 3 strategic priority areas that are aligned with the 3 MTP3 pillars, including the political, social and economic pillars of the government's Vision 2030. The strategic priority areas include transformational governance, human capital development and sustainable and inclusive growth. This is a collective work of 24 UN agencies working in Kenya.
So we are happy that we are not just talking, but we are also walking the talk in terms of ensuring realization of SDGs in our country. We have also lately condensed this into a Big Four agenda, where we want to look at the pillar of food security, we want to look at manufacturing, we want to look at health, and housing, the right to affordable housing. So all these are areas where we are working closely with the UN, and the UN assistance, the UNDAF framework has gone a long way in ensuring that we are able to work together in terms of framing our national priorities, fitting very well with the UNDAF that is currently based on our MTP3. So far, I think we must thank the UN country team led by the resident coordinator Sid, whom we worked very closely with my colleague who is a co-chair of UNDAF, the CS in charge of our national treasury. So we're making good progress, and as we move forward between now and 2022, we have our plans in place, and we are working very, very closely with the UN in all these aspects.
Through transformative governance, which is seen as a bedrock towards the achievement of the government of Kenya's Big Four agenda, the UN focuses on respect for the rule of law, improved security and effective implementation of devolution for a peaceful, secure, cohesive, equitable and prosperous Kenya. The UN has continued to strengthen effectiveness of the devolution process and improve service delivery while bringing governance closer to the people.
The county spatial plan gives framework how the county should look for 10 years. But then in that, there are strategies on environment, agriculture, population, transport. So what we are trying to do in the JS Lab is to make sure that when environment guys or environment department comes to the JS Lab, they don't have to see all this output of the county spatial plan. They're interested in that environment aspect. So we can now retrieve this information, edit it to fit to their need, and then make sure that it is good, visualized for their understanding, and they can use that for planning and decision making. Like for example, transport network, we are able to see where the road is passing and which towns it's connected. If it's actually issues of economic investment, we are able to see where, in terms of in which ward, in which sub-county, or even in which village are we investing this type of investment. The county spatial plan, if it's communicated to the stakeholders or even the general public, they can be able to see what they should expect from the government for the next 10 years. And they can now demand investment opportunities in line with that. They can demand economic opportunities in line with that.
To promote peace and sustainable development, the UN has supported cross-border initiatives that aim to transform the lives of communities who historically have been marginalized.
With devolution now, we've ended the era of marginalization. where this part of arid and semi-arid lands that were underdeveloped due to the marginalization are now recovering because of the equitable development that is required under our new constitution, where we now share equitably the national cake to all the 47 counties, so that in the UN spirit of leaving no one behind, we want to ensure that marginalization ends in our country and equalization comes in, and we are able to develop every part of our country. Recently, we went to Uganda on the 12th of September to now start a second cross-border program between the Pokot, the Turkana, and the Karamojong of Uganda. That is the Moroto area. We are happy that we're making progress there, and we also want to look at the other borderlands so that we see how we can, instead of having cross-border conflict, we have increased cross-border trade and integration of these communities.
Sisi tutafanya lolote tuwezavyo kuhakikisha ya kwamba tumelete haya maendeleo ambayo itakuza maisha ya mwananchi wa kawaida wa Kenya na Uganda. If you don't trade, you cannot create wealth. If you do not move, you cannot create wealth. And if you don't create wealth, all you are doing is institutionalizing poverty. And we want to eliminate poverty.
The UNDP has been spearheading coming together of these communities to solve problems. Cattle rustling, attacks, common attacks between either on the other side or this side. Solution has always been found. So there's a structure, right, which has got clearly set out avenue of consultation. Regionally, the leaders on either side of the country have been able to come together and discuss the development agenda along the border. This program has enabled the leadership to be able to be connected to other global agendas. In the just concluded UN General Assembly in New York, Moyale Kenya-Ethiopia cross-border initiative was the example that was quoted in the world.
Inclusivity and mainstreaming a human rights approach to development, ensuring no one is left behind, remains a critical component of the work of the UN in Kenya.
We are very happy because of the 2019 census, because for the first time, we persons with albinism have actually been counted. And this has been a journey that started way back in 2009, when we petitioned Parliament as the Albinism Society of Kenya to have us counted.
To support human capital development, the UN supports various initiatives to ensure that all people in Kenya, especially the most vulnerable, are educated, protected, empowered, healthy, well-nourished, have access to clean water and sanitation, and live in decent homes within resilient communities. With the support of the UN, access to quality education and lifelong learning opportunities, especially among the marginalised and vulnerable groups, including the youth, has been enhanced.
In order to provide age and gender appropriate services, that's why the child-friendly space was established. Currently, we are in Furaha Center 1. These children come from different countries. We serve children majorly from South Sudan. We have children from Congo, Burundi, Ethiopia, and also Eritrea, who actually, some are unaccompanied minors. We have separated children, and we also have other vulnerables, and including persons with disability.
This is not a school. It is a child-friendly space. But with the young ones, it helps them. It gives them actually an advantage, because by the time they are joining school, at least they are at a certain level. They have known even colors. They have known how to count, because we have songs which we sing with them, and they have numbers in them. It's like you are teaching literacy, you are teaching numeracy, but in form of a song. So by the time they go to school, they know how to count. We have painting, whereby children hold brushes. When they hold a brush, it's like holding a pen, like this one. So by the time they join school, they know how to hold a pen because they held a brush somewhere else.
My name is Ajoy Kisotu, a student at Vocational Training Center, currently doing a course in engineering. I decided to take the course because I can be my own boss. My parents didn't know well about the electricity because they are not educated. They say that electricity is done by only male. They somehow became negative because they say ladies are less energetic to do such work. The encouragement from the foreign suit and the in-law, they gained the knowledge that the genders are balanced. So they encouraged me to do that course. I gained the skill on how to do wiring in a house. By now, I can do wiring in a house from the kikingi up to the intake until lighting. If it were not for the training, I could have been married already, because the Maasai usually say if a person is through with Form 4 level, she or she might be married. I could have lacked education. In the near future, I'll be my own boss, owning my own family, helping my siblings, and even educate those who are in the lower background. I would like to be the first lady or the best lady in Maasai as an engineer. I would like to come back and help my family.
While working towards the realisation of universal health coverage, which is one of the key components of Kenya's Big Four agenda, the UN supports the national and county governments to scale up and strengthen policy, legal and institutional frameworks to ensure efficiency and effectiveness in the provision of quality health services delivery.
We are currently on the journey of realization of universal health coverage as a country. The policies that we have developed with the support and in partnership with the UN agencies give us the blueprint that we utilize actually for UHC pilot level, but it also gives us a very useful instrument, the monitoring and evaluation framework, which has continued to then help us monitor and pick lessons during this pilot phase. They were very supportive in terms of technical assistance by bringing experts who are both in country and out of country.
In the work we are doing in community, the first thing in the morning we are coming to the Red Cross and we log in, and we are going back to community to visit household to identify all the cases, all the pregnancy. If there is any problem, we can refer. And also we refer also postnatal. If there is a postnatal mother, we refer. And we teach them also about danger sign of the pregnancy and then danger sign of postnatal. If there is any case we occur, we refer the mother immediately to the hospital.
Mama yangu alikuwa anasalisia nyumbani. Sasa hii ukoo inanifuatilia. Mama alikuwa na wachichana, lakini ilinifuatilia kwangu. Kazi yangu hapa ni ya kusindikiza wa mama anataka kujifungua. Mama kwa mwaka wanakufa wengi kusali kujifungulia nyumbani. Mama tamu natoka nyingi, ile nyumba mtoto narara hawezi kutoka. Ukikaa ukati mama ataenda na mtoto ataenda. Ndio ikawai nisikia maneno ya serikali ya madaktari. Tulipelekwa Migori kwenda kufundishwa. Daktari ananipatia kitabu Nikileta huyu mama hata kapakuwa wawili, anachifungua ananyandikia. Gine kinagato ile diski nagato nawekwa hapa na ile ingine naenda nayo kwa kitabu. Chichana watogo kama miaka 14 miaka 15 panashika mimba iko shuleni, panakuja kwangu. Panasucha koko nasema yeye baba iko na mimba miezi gani? Miezi 4 au 3. Na wasasi wanajua wasi kujua watanyibukuza. Inapareta hapa na barusi hivi nataka nikupeleke hospitali uende upimwe kila kitu, virusi kila kitu, tolewe tamu, kuwe kwa chanjo, ukuwe tayari uchifungue mtoto, si utoe mimba. Ukitoa mimba ni vibaya, unaua mtu, utaenda kutibu wapi? Huyu wajitana pananyerewa, panakuja kwangu ninapeleka hapa.
Wakati nilikuwa mimba, Mada ilinisaidia, kanileta hospitali, nikafanyiwa teksti, nikaandikiwa kila mwezi venye naweza kuja clinic. Kutoka hapo Mada ilikuwa inanifuatilia mpaka kuja clinic. Nikiwa Mbokarambia, nikiwa mgonjwa na sasa kwenda hospitali. Kabla Mada haijaingia, hatukuwa tunasaidika vizuri kama wakati huu. Sawa, wakati huu mtu akiwa mjamzito na kila kwa mara wanamwangalia na unafundishwa venye wakati uko mgonjwa unazaingia hospitali. Ukiona dalili zingine sio mzuri unastahili kuja hapo. Hii mtoto yangu anaitwa Uwase Tania, ako na miezi 6.
To address the challenges and chronic crises associated with droughts, disease outbreaks and insecurity, the UN has supported various initiatives across different counties.
People from here, host Turkana, they did not know how to have gardens. But because drought swept away the animals, so this is an alternative way of a source of life. We plant cowpeas, and also there is a spinach here. Also there is okra, even sukuma wiki you can get here. Even onions you can get here, even tomatoes. In this community, there is what we call bamba chakula. This is the food they eat almost every day. So this garden has helped them to change their diet. As they sell out, they buy other foods. And also, because of this farming, some small money will help even their children for school and medication. So what we did was, if this garden is for the host, the next garden is for the refugee. Like that, all of this water pan, it is arranged like that. We are now integrated. Well, right now we are in peace.
We are working to enhance capacities of local communities to also move from relief food that they have been relying on to resilience. We want to build that resilience, and the UN is a critical partner through its organizations like WFP and FAO.
To support prevention and response to gender-based violence, including female genital mutilation and child marriage, the UN has embarked on improving structures to assist and provide GBV survivors with quality essential services, as well as enhancing the survivors' access to justice.
Female genital mutilation, that is FGM, is a big issue in Migori and the Kisii counties. Among the Abakuri and the Abagusi communities, we have a law, that is the Anti-FGM Act of 2011. But enforcing it has become a challenge because we are not getting a lot of the good reports that we want from the community that the practice is being conducted, meaning we don't have arrests. And even though the arrests are there is no evidence. The mobile app, according to us, is going to address the issue of reporting. We have trained the community about the effects of FGM. We have identified and built the capacity of the community monitors and FGM champions. We work with the community health volunteers. We work with other local administrators. By using this mobile app, we are anticipating a number of outcomes. We will have gotten a permanent, more or less like a permanent solution of reporting, because we'll be able to estimate the number of cases that are coming from a given locality, and we will even be able to identify the hotspots of FGM, whereby we are getting the cases from. Through the mobile app, we'll be having a centralized system whereby this information will be analyzed from.
While supporting the Big Four agenda of the Government of Kenya on housing, the UN is strengthening the capacity of the national and county governments to develop and implement sustainable housing policies. As a result, social physical infrastructures improve access to quality, affordable and adequate housing, with a focus on informal settlements and slum upgrading.
Through the UN, we have attracted other key international stakeholders. As you know, the UN has been working closely with the UK Fund, basically to support the Sustainable Urban Development Program. We have the French agency, AFD, which is working to support the Kisumu urban program. And all these, and of course the World Bank, which also is very much in the Kenya urban program, in particular the Kenya slum upgrading program. So through the UN, it has been a catalyst to bring forward all these global partners. And because of that, the impact has even been more significant. And so we like to appreciate, I think, this pioneering and, if you like, leading role by the UN through UNDAF. The biggest program we are doing right now, which is in Athi River, it is through this program of UNOPS. They have committed to do at least 100,000 houses. This is not a program which is being planned. It's actually already started. And it has given a very big boost to the president's Big Four agenda, in particular housing. If you go there, you see a lot of activity. And because of the UNOPS coming on the ground, we have now other partners, coming to the housing sector. And so the intervention by the UN through UNOPS, this has been very timely. You also know that through the UN Habitat, there is land which is owned in Bavoko by the UN, in some 55 acres. And this we are also discussing how it can also be developed to provide also that catalyst to our drive to create more housing units for our people.
To promote inclusive and sustainable economic growth, the UN strengthens human and institutional capacities along the productive sectors of the value chains, such as the service sector, agriculture, manufacturing, and the blue economy. By providing support to those sectors, they employ and directly support marginalized, vulnerable groups, including women and youth.
Ile kilimo ilikuwa ya zamani, ukilima na ng'ombe inavaa uwe tuseme kama uko na watu kama 3 wakupanda, wakushika hiyo plau na mmoja wa kuelekeza hizo ng'ombe. Na sasa ukiwa na hii ni kuamka asubuhi ukiwa peke yako. Ni kuamka asubuhi unalima tu tuseme kama nusu eka unamaliza, na hiyo ina save time, ina save money. Sasa katika kikundi yetu kuna vitu ambayo tunatumia kama members. Kuna hizi zinaitwa Jaka Planda, unaenda unaomba kama members, anakubaliwa kukaa nayo wiki moja, anarutisha members mwingine anapewa, na inatumianga yani wakati wa kiangazi, itumiwi wakati wa mvua juu ya matope.
Kwanza mimi ni mkulima wa mtama. Kwanza nilikuwa napata tu gunia 3-4 hivi, lakini nikitumia siya imeenda juu mpaka gunia 8 kwa eka moja. Mashini iko pale, huwa naitumia kufanya lipping na hiyo machine, kwa sababu nimekuwa trade na FAO kufanya ile minimum tillage. Kilimo hifadhi naweza sema iko na high produce kuliko ile ya conventional kwa sababu tunatumia technology. Nimejua kilimo hifadhi, nikajua enterprise choice, nikajua mambo ya contract farming, post harvesting management, na hizo sote mwanzoni sikuwa najua.
Hapa asubuhi nikikuja vile watoto wanasoma, ikikuwa break mimi nakuja tunaangalia. Tuko na siku yetu moja ambao tunafanya meeting kidogo, tunaangalia hata kwa shamba vile inaendelea, kama kuko mambo ya vidudu inaelemea shamba tunaongelea, nawafundisha hata vile jinsi ya kuchange some methods ya kulima, ya kudig, mambo kama hiyo. Na after tuna plan jinsi ya watering. Hata hapa wanakula spinach, wanaitumia, wanaikula hivyo na ugali, wanaifanya hata tukikuwa kwa meeting, kama ni meeting ya teachers, wanaitumia. Hatuendi kubai mali nyingine, tunatumia ya kwetu. Serikali pia tunaishukuru sababu haingetupea mahali kama hii ya shule, nafasi kama hii, hatungepata hata nafasi ya kuweka hii project yetu hapa.
Hii shamba ni kazi yetu ya kila siku ambaye imekuwa ni maisha yetu. Tulikuwa tukipanda, tunakuja kila siku, hakuna siku ambaye tutakosa. Kabla UNDP kuja na UNDAF, maisha yetu ilikuwa ni ile maisha tofauti na ya sai. Tulikuwa hata tunapata chakula, hatukuwa tunakosa hiyo mboga tupate pesa ama tupate chakula ya kula nyumbani. Juzi UNDP na UNDAF walituchimbia bore na solar ambaye ikiendelea wakiweka matanki tutakuwa tumepanda vizuri. Tulikuwa tumetatua ile shida ambayo ilikuwa inatusumbua kwa hiyo shamba. Manufaa ya hii bore, kama sisi hata community hapa tutapata maji. Ya kwanza ni hiyo. Ya pili, mifugo yetu itapata maji, itakuwa inapata maji hapa. Alafu pia mimea yetu ambaye ilikuwa inatusumbua sana, mimea naye itapata maji na itakuwa ni furaha sana. Na shukrani sana kwa sababu imesaidia community ya Yawi. Tukilima hapa tupate kila kitu, maisha hapa itakuwa mzuri sana.
Initially, I was a boda. That was my job. In 2016, we were visited by a team from Kilifi County National Drought Management Authority through UNDP. The team came in our group, they interviewed us, and after that, they called us in a workshop. We were trained on how to put our records and how we can start doing our projects. So there we selected broiler chicken rearing. We happy that we were sponsored by 500 chicks. I can say that the first breeding of 500 chickens, we managed to sell 495 chickens. So that was an excellent success for us. After that, the money we got, then we started breeding the chickens by ourselves now. After 3 months, we had 800 chickens. Actually, this time, myself, I've been able to develop my projects. I have 500 chickens by now. The 500 chickens, I managed to sell these chickens every month. The minimum profits I can get is about not less than 30,000. So I can see that changes. By the time I was doing border, okay, I was able to save about 500 or 400 a day. But now, monthly, I can count 30,000 minimum, or I can get more than 30,000.
Kisangani is an island that captures 13 villages in itself. Whenever you hear Tana River, there are clashes. They are not tribal clashes. They are clashes between farmers and pastoralists because of water, the land, pasture, and all that. As a CBO, we sat down and tried to look at this challenge. What can we do? So we proposed to go for projects that will be ensuring the community alternative livelihood. We proposed fish farming because 1, we have the land here. 2, we have this water right from the creek, which we don't buy to filter into the ponds.
Mradi wenyewe ambao sasa ni fish farming, sisi tumeona ni kitu kubwa. Shimo moja linaweza kupatikana wanyama ama samaki zaidi ya tani hata kuanzia 6 kuendelea mbele. Ikiwa ni prawns, tani 6 si ni pesa nyingi. Ikiwa ni tilapia, tukipata hiyo tani 6 pia ni pesa nyingi. Kwa kusema kweli, hiki kisiwa hata badala ya kung'ang'ana na mambo ya ng'ombe wala nini, hii blue economy nafikiria inaweza kutufanyia vizuri sana.
Kama ile mali ambayo iko pale ndani ni hii tu ambayo tumetoa hapa kwa kriki. Tunataka tuongeze haya madimbwi ili ikifikia kama madimbwi kama 10, maisha yetu yatakuwa mazuri sana. Tukifika hapa kwa madimbwi, tukiuza hiyo mali ambayo iko kwa hiyo madimbwi, kama ni watoto kusoma, watasoma, kama watoto kula, watakula.
Mimi ni mkulima wa nyuki. Nilianza kufuga nyuki kitambo na mizinga hii ya kienyeji ambayo ilikuwa inatupatia asali, lakini ilikuwa inatupatia asali ambayo ni bora, kwa sababu hii mizinga ilikuwa inachanganya asali, inachanganya watoto, inachanganya pollen, so ikawa hatuwezi pata asali ambayo inaweza meet market ya kitaifa ama hata ya kimataifa. Wakati huo tulikuwa tunavuna asali yetu, tunaweka kwa chupa hizi za pombe, hizi chupa ndogo ndogo. Tukijaza hiyo asali, napeleka naenda nikiuza barabarani huko. Lakini nashukuru wakati mmoja tukakutana na ofisa wa livestock wakati nauza asali yangu. So akaiangalia kwanza, alinunua chupa na akaniambia jinsi ya kuweza kuboresha hii asali ni kuingia katika ufugaji wa nyuki wa kisasa. Kamuuliza kwani ufugaji wa nyuki wa kisasa kuna namna gani? Akamwambia kuna mizinga ya kisasa ambayo ni aina inaweza kupatia asali bora ambayo inaweza kuwezesha kuiuza hata kimataifa. Wale wa mabwana wakaja wakatupatia mizinga 20 kama kikundi. Na tulipopata ile mizinga tukaiweka, ilivyoingia nyuki tuliona tofauti kubwa ya ile asali ambayo tumevuna kwa ile mizinga ya kisasa na ile ambayo tulikuwa tunavuna ya kienyeji. Ile mizinga ya kisasa tulipata asali piwa kwa sababu ile mizinga iko na chemba mbili. Kuna chemba ile ambayo inaweka nyuki na watoto na kuna chemba ile ambayo inaweka asa. Na mavuno yetu yalifanya nini? Yali double kutoka wakati ule. Kwa sababu ile asali tulikuwa tunapata ikiwa na asali piwa, ilikuwa ina mambo ya selection, na tulivyotoa ile asali kwa soko ilikuwa inapendwa na watu zaidi na zaidi. Kitambo ilikuwa sasa kama nilikuwa na mizinga yangu tu kama mizinga 4-6 hivi ya kienyeji. So ilikuwa ile asali nyingi tunapata labda ni kilo 40. Hiyo ndio nimepata nyingi zaidi. Nikishauza hiyo ni basi. Lakini hii mizinga tulivyokuwa introduce na watu wa serikali na hao wafao, nilivuna zaidi ya kilo 200 kando na zile kilo 40 nilikuwa ninapata. Tunaweza kuvuna karibu mara 4 kwa honey flow season. Kwa hivyo naona hapo asali navuna nyingi.
My business is here in Kakuma, especially Kakuma 3 reception market. Dalili is something very important. Before you come to my shop, you can go to Dalili app, you check it all the system in the market. You can see all the reception market. There is more than 30 or 40 shops. You can choose in my shop like Al Naima shop. When you go to Dalili, you can see Al Naima shop now selling sugar. Each kg is 100, and another shop is selling like 110 and 120 shilling. So you can choose which shop is good price selling today. Our business now is going up because we have a promotion. We can promote our items. I have more than 100 customers using in Dalili. POS is a very important thing. It is like I have a care in my shop in this machine for the POS. There is stock, inventory. There is everything in this machine.
In Kenya, over 70% of the population is less than 30. It's a youthful population. The median age of Kenya is 18. We also wanted to focus on the gender dimension. Close to 54% of Kenya's population is women. And if you look at nation states that have progressed, we wanted to put a particular focus on these two, because ultimately when you have young people who are empowered, who are properly employed, who have opportunities, you actually start seeing social stability, you see economic growth, just the way the Asian tigers progressed in the 60s and the 70s, and just the way that Western Europe progressed. All of this comes together is when you have a youthful population, which is in school, or it is in training, or it is gainfully employed. That is why the President of Kenya has been chosen as a global leader by the UN system, led by UNICEF, on an initiative known as the Generation Unlimited. It is the unlimited potential of the youth of Kenya and of Africa, which is going to be the new segue of global prosperity, because the rest of the world is aging. Western Europe is aging. The Asian tigers are aging. New markets have to be found. So what we are talking about is the Generation Unlimited, which blends the public sector, the private sector, UN system, civil society, governments coming together and really realizing the true economic potential of nation states. But the real drivers of that change are going to be young people. So it's not lost on anybody that young people will have to be the focus, and this is precisely what the UN Development Assistance Framework is all about.
UNDP sasa walikuja walitufusa hapa kwa Jirime, tulikuwa semina hapa kama siku 3 hivi, ndio walituambia sasa twende kwa group tuitane, ndio tubange kitu gani watatusaidia. Ndio tuliandika group yangu ile, tuliandika tuktuk tukaletewa na tuko naye hapa inafanya kazi vizuri. Sasa hii tuktuk vile tulipewa sisi wakina mama tunajisaidia naye. Kuna mtu tumeajiri kijana na tukodeshea kwa siku, alafu akileta hiyo pesa tuna record kwa hii kitabu kila siku. Baada ya mwezi yote tunapeleka bank, tunaweka bank. Sasa inatusaidia sana. Sasa wengine wakina mama, hakuna mama mgonjwa, tunasaidia nayo, tunapeleka hospitali. Hatusemi hiyo ni kabila hiyo ama ni nini, hiyo ni yetu na tumepewa na UNDP. Sisi zote sisi watu 52 yote ni yetu, inatusaidia hivyo. Tunataka mambo ya peace. Ndio sisi tunaonesha hawa picha mzuri, tunashikana. Sasa siku ya group yote tarehe 24 tunakutana. Tunaenda leo hii mwezi kwa nyumba ya Gabra, tunakunywa chai, tunacheza nini, tunaondoka. Mwezi ile nyingine ni kwa Borana. Ni hivyo tunashikana vizuri sana. Tuktuk tunafanya naye biashara, ililete sisi yote pamoja, kabila yote tunafanya biashara, hatuna uchuki, imetuletea maendeleo, hakuna ukabila. Watoto wetu watasoma na hii pesa, tutasaidia wakina mama ile hawajiwezi, wale hawana nyumba tunaweza kuwajengea, tuna save hii pesa na tunapata amani.
To leverage on domestic financing, the UN is working together with the private sector through partnerships to complement the traditional fundraising methods.
I feel that by crowding in private sector investment is where the growth potential is going to be, is where the jobs are going to be, is where the sustainability is going to be. And this is why the UN also has what is called a Sustainable Development Goals Public-Private Partnership Platform with the government of Kenya, which has close to 17 companies which have joined up. And the whole purpose is to co-create big ticket items, big opportunities in health, in education, in water, in infrastructure, in housing, in agriculture, in order to allow Kenya to find the financing rather than the funding. So it's going from funding to financing, and this is where we intend to walk the journey with Kenya, not only for the achievement of the SDGs 2030, but to also look at the longer term of the Africa 2063 vision articulated by the African Union.
UNIDO can support that kind of effort, for example, by inviting investment promotion officials to Japan, and we conduct matchmaking with Japanese businessmen and African businessmen or African investment promotion authority, so that we can provide a fields of dialogue between stakeholders.
I have seen the work which has happened in the northeastern counties. I worked there as UNFPA, where together with the government of Kenya, the UN system, WHO, UNICEF, UNFPA, together with the private sector, 6 companies joined actually: Safaricom, Huawei, Kenya Healthcare Federation, Merck, Philips, and basically in a matter of 3 years, we were able to reduce maternal mortality ratios in counties like Mandera, Wajir, Marsabit, Lamu, Isiolo, Garissa. Nobody thought it was ever possible. But here the leadership of the First Lady of Kenya has been crucial. You know, she actually created an ecosystem of change. She brought the issue of maternal health and public health from the periphery of people's consciousness right into the center of public policy. And that is why the country is making progress